morning, everybody. Welcome to Treya Tarot. This is the collective reading for, Wednesday, the 18th of December, 2024. I'm going to use the Empyrean Tarot again today because I love it so much. I hope everybody else enjoys the decks I'm using. If you have any suggestions on new decks that are beautiful or interesting that you'd like to see on the channel, please, by all means, let me know. I'm always looking for new ones and looking to expand, what I'm doing here on the channel. I just haven't figured out yet exactly what to do or how to make it more interesting for you guys other than doing the daily readings. I think I might choose to do sign specific at some point, but let's work on it. Let me know if you want that. And if you do, I'll start planning. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles keeps coming out to begin with, so we'll start with that. If you like these readings and you like my style, please subscribe and ring the notification bell and give the video a like if you can. It helps the channel and it helps me interact with more people, which is what I'm trying to do here. So I hope these readings are helpful or fun and or self-reflective in some way for you, and let me know how you feel about them in the comment section. All right, sounds good. I will cut the deck now, see what we have. The Five of Pentacles tells me that we're coming up against a type of wounding. I'm moving that because that middle pile shifted, so we're going to go with that. The Five of Pentacles is a wound that's reflected in us feeling like we're on the outside of something. So there's a theme there. And then the Ace of Cups. All right, so the thing that we thought we were on the outside of, we're actually not on the outside of at all. This seems like a resolution of something. An offer, Ace of Cups is an offer of love or an offer of emotional support, contentment, fulfillment, something that would essentially overwrite that Five of Pentacles energy with something, wholly more positive. Okay? The Queen of Cups right there. Again, the embodiment of that intuition, the following your heart, the moving towards a fulfilled state of being, embodying that Ace of Cups, embodying that offer, which is actually what rewrites the wounding. And then the Eight of Pentacles, which is essentially about dedication and work. So here you have this sort of call to be dedicated to what fulfills you from the heart space forward, which I like because it kind of, how do I say this? Instead of rewriting a wound by experiencing its opposite, which is something that can also help a person heal, you're rewriting the wound by becoming the thing that is opposite from the wound. So it's more embodied. And with that Eight of Globes, there's a dedication and a work involved. There's a physical manifestation of the process of dedication. So while it's starting as an emotional resolution to a physical situation, it's ending as the completion point, that manifestation of the change in the physical world. The Ten of Swords, which is absolutely or the Ten of Daggers in this deck, this is absolutely indicative of what caused the wound, which is a sense of self-inflicted wounding. It's also the end of that cycle, so on some level, there's a new perspective involved. There's a new sense of a situation or a new sense of a pattern that is no longer repeatedly wounding us. Instead, we are now understanding the wound, changing it within, so we sort of manifest a different situation just because of our changed perspective and intuition. The Seeker of Wands or the Page of Wands, and so thought about what is impassioned, creative. This can also be thought about moving or thought about considering some sort of big change. The Hermit, knowing the truth within. And then the Two of Pentacles, which is the choice itself. It doesn't really matter which way we go with this energy. That's what that Two of Pentacles tells me. It doesn't really matter which way we go, because either way, we're going to get the point. We're going to get the lesson either way. We're going to become the thing that we searched for either way. But if you follow the thing that feels impassioned and fulfilling and heart-centered, you may find yourself in a better place much faster. This hermit also tells me that we know intuitively what the choice is. We know intuitively which way to go, even though either way could produce results. The King of Swords. So once that hermit energy is kind of enacted, and once you've consulted your internal landscape about whatever the choice is that you're making, the King of Swords tells me that once you have that decision, you just go right for it. There's that picking up of the mantle of change to end this self-inflicting cycle here, this painful issue, this heartbreak. So the energy of that King of Swords is more about directness and not so much ruthlessness in this case because of all the Cups cards. It's more about direction and clarity, mental clarity. The Seeker of Cups, Page of Cups is, again, offers of love, potential messages of love in that way. You know, the Ace is the offer, the Page is the message, or the messenger. But the Page also makes you think about what you know and what you feel as opposed to what you're seeing. So there's a bit of a, don't want to call it a comparison cycle here, but it's clear because of the Page of Pentacles here that there's a difference between the outward situation and what you intuitively know about yourself or about what's happening. So that Two of Pentacles is a little bit more, Two of Globes rather, which is Pence here, is a little bit more, how do I say this? The three of these cards relate to me. This is your choice, and this is the question, okay? The King of Swords needs to pick between the heart or the physical situation, because there's an integration that needs to happen here that Two of Pentacles signifies. So essentially, there's an intuitive process here that is overwriting an old wound. It may not look as cut and dry as it actually is on the outside. It may feel murky when intuitively you know what the truth is. So I would pay attention, if you can, to how you intuitively feel about what's happening in your life right now. And if you feel like you're going against your intuition or going against your, how do I say it, going against your sense of inner knowledge, that Cups energy there, the sense of beauty and love and fulfillment and truth, intuitive truth, if you are betraying that, you may find that the situation feels a little bit more murky than if you are paying attention to your intuition. What's interesting about that King of Swords energy in any sort of, that King of Swords energy in any sort of decision-making process is that the clarity is coming. And because of its location closer to the Cups than the Pentacles, it tells me that the first order of business is to hear yourself, is to hear your heart. The second order of business is to see how the outside world or how the outside experience may need to change. The Lovers here shows the choice point. The Lovers shows the partnership. And then the Tower. So there's definitely something falling apart. We're changing structurally. The structural change that the Tower represents is one of revelation. It's not about, it is about endings, but it's not about endings that create that sort of void space. The Tower creates a revealing of the truth, kind of like the first four cards represent. So that Tower uncovers something about the partnerships that we're in, whether they're work-related or romantic or friendship-related. The Tower pulls down what isn't true doesn't necessarily pull down the relationship itself. It pulls down what isn't true. And that's the important part of the Tower that I think gets missed a lot. Yes, sometimes it can mean the ending of partnerships or the ending of situations. Sometimes it can be that, but mostly it's pulling down whatever is false, whatever is unreliable, whatever is not built on solid foundation. Grief, mourning. The thing about the Five of Cups and that Five of Pentacles from the very beginning, what's funny about this is it's ending the way it began on some level. It's bringing you back to a grief cycle, bringing you back to the ending of something so that you can change the situation. I would say within the next few months, we may all learn a lot about the difference between what we assumed things were supposed to be about, meaning relationships, work situations, projects, things that were important to us, and what they actually mean, or what our actual role is in other people's lives and in our interactions with others. The thing here is to make the choice active and to follow your intuition. So, cutting through some of the confusion by listening to what your heart tells you, instead of only listening to what the circumstances tell you. This calls for an integration of heart and mind that is a little more difficult to do than just to make the decision that would feel the most easy or simple. The Five of Cups tells me that what falls away, what the Tower brings down, actually reveals the truth of a partnership. Because what you see here is the Two of Cups still standing on the side of the Lovers. So you have the twos echoed multiple times here, which is making the choice based on the truth, making the choice based on the two cups that are standing, the alignments, as opposed to the three that fall apart, which are usually what the Tower brings down. So whatever gets lost over the next month or so is meant to go. Try and release your heart space from that grief if you can. Because what still stands at the end of this month is probably going to stand for a while, or stand forever, for whatever that means to you, meaning whatever is still standing, the end of February, so to speak, month and a half, 2 months, after this Mars retrograde is over, is most likely going to be here and around for a while. So pay attention if you can. Through the course of this, if this resonates with you, to understand what it is you're actually leaving behind and to be a little less afraid of when the false structures come down, like when we make a change or when we move away from some place that feels like home, or when we lose a partnership that we worked really hard for, or when something seems to shift that leaves us with a sense of grief or loss. Try to see what space opens up in its wake. The Tower doesn't have to be negative all the time. Sometimes the Tower is a big surprise. Sometimes the Tower reveals who we actually belong around and what we actually belong doing that is in alignment with who we are at our hearts. So pay attention if you can. Listen to what your heart is saying if you can. And if you can't see the integration between your heart and your situation right yet, then your Tower moment hasn't occurred. The one thing I do know about the Tower energy is that it makes things real clear. So any confusion is cleared with that. Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. This Tower does not bring destruction of what we want. It brings the door to get it. Even if it looks like something else has to get lost to get us to where we're supposed to be. So, hold on tight, or maybe let go faster, whichever way you see it. Just keep going. I have a feeling all of our lives will look very different in a little while. So, all right, have a good day. I will probably see you either tomorrow or Friday morning. I'll definitely see you Friday morning for the weekend read. I hope everyone, everyone has a good rest of their week, and I will see you soon. And, take care of yourselves. Remember your power. All right, have a good day. Bye.